Ladies and gentlemen, where we last left off, we beat 3 bosses, and there's been no boost in community confidence in us beating this at the end of this year. That is mind-boggling to me. Legit mind-boggling. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Sir So Yeet versus Lion round 2. We won the first round, like Mike Tyson tonight. Why not us? Why not now? The final boss is gonna wreck you. The final boss is also mind-boggling. It's genuinely impossible for you to beat the game. How can you say that? How can you say that? With look at our PB. Look at our PB. Are you basing the community confidence off of channel point betting? No, it's on exclamation point predict. You can base every day. You can vote once. It's based on polling. Paul versus Tyson. What's the prop betting odds in that fight right now? What's the plus Paul minus? I would take Tyson. I would 100% take Tyson. All my old heads take Tyson? What do you mean? Minus 200 means, if you have minus, it means you're the favorite. Yeah, it's a sanctioned fight. $100 on Jake Paul. Really, Cobalt? Why Tyson? He's 60. It's like, if Cobalt is 60 and he's in a Binding of Isaac competition, I'm still voting on Cobalt. That just is what it is. Experience over youth. They are probably rigging it for Jake Paul, says Cobalt. Who is they? Let's dig in this a little bit deeper. Cobalt, who's they? It's a sanctioned boxing fight. If they were to do that, they would be charged with a federal crime because it's gambling. And on top of that, you really think, Cobalt, let me ask you this. You're going to go to Mike Tyson and ask him to throw a fight. What do you think he's going to say to you? If you ask Mike Tyson to throw a fight, what do you think he's going to say? How much? Why did everyone type in how much at exactly the same time? It's for the money, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive, but I just don't think it is. Would you ever have real life sports gambit channel in your Discord to share big wins? I mean, if your big win, yes, if you bet $1, right? Like if you bet $1 and did like a 40 game parlay and won $10 million, I would love to see that. But if you're betting like, you know, large amounts of money, no. You know? I think it's a slippery slope. All right. Why not us? Why not now? That's good. We need chomps. We can L2. Look, wait for Champa. Give me Champa. That's Champa. Wow, 4 L2s. Champa. Takes 5 L2s to stun him. All right. TB. Yep, yep. Daddy says yep, yep. I forget what happens here. What are the? What are those? What are those? What are those? Those are from Dark Souls 1. There. Huh? Are those specters that disappear? LOL? If you kill them? But there's like 20 of them. You might need the horse. Yeah, but you have a big sword? Yeah, but they've got numbers. We could take out numbers not in a boss fight. Sword versus numbers, normie, good. Sword versus numbers in a boss fight, never been done before. I'm waiting to just chat. When do you say that only happens once every 10 runs? Is it chat? Do we have anything that stops Deathblight? Is there any armor that stops Deathblight? Talismans? You can't out resist it, just avoid it. Iframe armor. So we probably need to be wearing some kind of armor, huh? Give me chompies. Chompies. I don't fully grasp what's going on here. Chompies. Phase 1's easy. We got phase 1 down to a science. Phase 1 scientific. It's over. Scientific. We got it. Phase will chat. This is not going 200. It's not going 200. I promise you that. Phase 1 is easy, man. Phase 1. I'm telling chat, after that one, consumer confidence should be through the roof. Literally through the roof. Like, you look up where you are right now, there should be no roof there. And if you're outside, there should be a roof. That's where we are right now. Dang life. Phase 2 is just a matter of give me 10 attempts and we got him. Chad, if we get him sub 200, then will you believe? If we get him sub 200, will you believe? What do you mean no? The last 2 bosses are insanely hard. This is the last boss. Second 2. Cobalt, when does hardcore WoW start? I looked in the Discord and it's just like 1,000 messages. What do you mean this bit? Dang classic. The final boss is a potential to go a month. That's reserved for Melania.
Vitality prevents death, blight, and ours is very low because it scales with arcane. If needed, Great Hood and Fear's robe are light items we could wear to boost vitality without a respec or talisman swap.
What? I don't know what any of that means. Bald, can you give me that in first grade? Why not us? Why not now? I see the sand and I run from it. And I L2 it. All right. Your arcane is probably 10 or something. You will die in 4 ticks to Deathblade. Got it. So we could use some items in the game. Chad, but here's the thing, like when did we start Elden Ring DLC? Like 30 days ago? What? What are you laughing at? Get out of there, you piece. Don't go unless we know. And we know. That was greed. Hang in here, kid. Why not us? Why not now? Let him know who you're repping. I see the L2 and I double up on it. Okay, we gotta, this is learning tech. Just run away from him. Just run away from him, forehead. That's it. It was, the chunks were filling up so fast, man. It wasn't even a slow trickle. It was like you open it up and someone put a fire hose down your throat. Do we have any armor we can wear? Death resistance talisman helps a lot. How do you know if it blocks? There's no death on here. What is the thing that blocks death? Which is magic death? The vitality is how much it blocks death. So right now we've seen 82 is the best. 82 looked pretty good, huh? 108 me? $20 me? 23 me? 24 me? You versus the you. That's too distracting. Can't do that. That for the drip. I think we go that for the drip. So we're just looking at the vitality stat. 23. 26. 44. Lionel set? What's Lionel? Chat, who's Lionel? What's the Lionel set? Is that the lion set? Black armor at the bottom left. We gotta find, that's a good mix and match, right? Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. I kind of like the crystal hat though, man. That's vitality. We can do better than vitality 22. We can and we will. What about that drip though? 39 45 me? Do I have the talisman? Chad, do we have the talisman? What's the death talisman look like? Is it called death talisman? Raise resistance to the last. That should work, right? Ailment? Which one's better? That one? We've already been blighted once, though. All right. Hang in here. The last ailment was straight up death. Fair enough. Re-up, reload, Rhea Ripley. That's free chompies. We just survived a hit. All that for a drop of blood. I think it matters though, right? Chat, do we feel good about this? Is there a shield we could put on our back for more? How much harder is this than a regular playthrough? Bajel wants to know. Chat, someone who's beaten the game, base game, how much harder do you think this is? This is our first time playing it. Is there anything that... oh, we don't even have any shields on us, do we? None of these do vit. 10 times harder at least. 20 times. Chat, type the number in chat. Just type the number in chat. We'll do the community average. How many times harder is this than normal? Come up with the average. Optical static with the pin of the day. Unless you're a streamer, unless you're a streamer and getting paid, there is no reason to play the game like this. That's not true. What if you're into that sort of thing? What if you're into that sort of thing? You know? Or what if you're into getting tremendous value from a game? You know? Base game, no VIG, but DLC, no VIG, no SCADU. Blessing is a whole nother level. But I feel like we've become so accustomed to it, you know? You tried and you could barely beat Margit. How long did you try for, though? Give me Champa. Give me Champa. You won't. You did. Daddy likey, here we go. Why not us? Why not? Now give me another L2, take us right to phase 2. Here we go. Let's see what we're made of here, kid. You're gonna hit us with the questionable looking frogs. I got no chunks. I got no credit card charges right now. A little bit of a credit card charge. Everyone in the chat, how many charges can we take? That's one credit card charge. Most people don't die 9,000 times throughout the entire Soul series. You ever think you'd replay the DLC with getting all the Erdtree blessings? You'd be surprised how strong they make you. Maybe as like a victory lap, you know? Maybe as a victory lap. I could see that. All right. Re-up, reload.
Dan is proving to all you pieces out there that persistence alone is omnipotent.
Yo, Rusty, thank you. What does omnipotent mean? Omnipotent? What's omnipotent? It's like when you lock in. Is this the last boss for the last boss? Exclamation point pace.
Having unlimited power, able to do anything.
Someone with maximum dial. Rusty, thank you for the clarification on the first grade. Appreciate the support. Thanks for the bits. No offense, but weren't you a Catholic school teacher? That's one of God's attributes. Brother, I don't know everything about everything. What do you think I am? Omnipotent? I'll take my +2s and small bills. Also, Big Brother fan. Big Brother fan sighted. Everyone be cool. Plus 0.05, plus 0.05. I like that. I like that. Hold on, YouTube. Jack, can we get some dang duck smoke, dang life, dang missile for good luck? I feel like it'll be good luck. All right. Appreciate the good luck. Scoot and Jimmy, 123, Fruit Bad, JEDC, Cam Shaner, Coco, Zin 3D, Evie White, Bald is the day, Crafty, Clovey, Hyper Taco. This runs for you. Dang Missiles. It'd be a great guild name. The Dang Missiles. Or a band name.
Yeah, right. You and I will get some hamburgers.
Punk band from the 90s, Dang Missiles. This boss is 30% harder than the original, so you should win in 760 deaths. Yeah, but are you accounting for the fact we've gotten better at the game?
Let's go.
No horsing for the lion. It's not going
Yeah,
100.
right. You and I will get some hamburgers.
Mace, thanks for the 5 months. I don't know why he says hamburgers like that. That's why it's on the soundboard. If he just said hamburgers normally, we would never know about Walter Matthau's enunciation of hamburgers. I wonder if we could find a Walter Matthau interview or another movie outside of The Bad News Bears in which he says the word hamburgers. That sounds like an AI question. I wonder if you could have some dial. Hold on a second. Let's try this, chat. In what movies does Walter Matthau say the word hamburger? Are you what? How? Zoom, please. Find the exact scenes in which Walter Matthau says the word hamburger. Saturday Night Live, 1978. There it is. Can we find it? He also says hamburger again in The Bad News Bears. I don't know if he says hamburgers like that in the same movie. SNL Olympia Cafe. What do you mean it made that up? Can I have a video link to the SNL 1978 show? Zane dropped a link in chat. What? What world are we living in? We just found Walter Matthau in a 1978 SNL skit, and he's about to say the word hamburger. Where is he? That's not Walter Matthau, though. That's not Walter Matthau. What? That's not Walter Matthau. That's Josh Brolin. Here it is. You got to subscribe to it. To watch it, we got to subscribe to Peacock. I have Peacock. Walter Matthau doesn't say it in the skit. I hate to break it to you. How do you know? He has to say hamburgers somewhere else in recorded history. He has to. Don't you think, like, just theoretically speaking, how many movies has Walter Matthau been in? He's got to say hamburger more than just in The Bad News Bears. He has to. Here's a transcript of what the other characters say. All the other characters say it, but not him? No. No. We got to go back to the lab, man. We got to find it. Artemis Fowl just watched it. I don't know what Walter Matthau says it in Dennis the Menace. Possibly. Chat, let me ask this. Why in chat do you think Walter Matthau says hamburger in another movie outside of the Bad News Bears? And in chat if no. Or some piece of media. Man, we've been able to take hits from this guy. Yeah, so now we just have to find it. %69. Cheeseburger? Nah, because he puts the yam on the yam burgers.
Yeah, right. You and I will get some hamburgers.
Cheeseburgers won't do it. He's got to say yam burgers. Did we ever find the first viewers? Avi found it. There's a certain level of trust.
Let's go.
Dang one guy.
There's a certain level of trust. You put the link in chat, I click it. It's a two-way street. I trust, you giggle. Not you link, I potentially get DMCA'd. Don't erode the years of collective chat link equity. All right, you can unban him. That was enough time. Chat, you can unban him. It's gonna come down to an audit, chat. Mods, you can unban him, but I'm gonna have to audit. Oh, come on. That's a solid roll, you piece. All right. Ovi. The fortune cookie Walter Matthau delivers the famous hamburger line 27 minutes into the film. The fortune cookie, 1966. Can we get a link to that?
People getting rickrolled. Tee-hee. Good one, guys. Dan, this is an unconscionable breach of trust and you should all be ashamed.
Following for a year. Squeaks me act. Let's see what Ovi's first message was in chat. Sorry, you can't see it. Let's see Ovi's first message. This will tell us a lot. I'm typing Moon Smug. War Crimes Pogs. You gotta play around the grapes out of the glass like a bullet.
Welcome, brand new subscriber.
Ovi_ gifted a tier 1 sub to Cosmonica.
Ovi, thanks for the gifted. Yeah, that's a clean audit.
That's
a clean audit. You're fine, bud. You're fine. You're fine. Thanks for the gift. What don't? Thanks for the 29 months. Can we get a link to the Walter Matthau movie Fortune Cookie? Dungeon Master, can you pull that up? All right. The whole movie is free on YouTube. Herb Lizard, can you link to the 25-minute mark when he says hamburger for the big reveal? Herb? That's potential 24-hour VIP material right there.
Dang duck smoke.
Artemis Fowl, thanks for the bits. Appreciate it, man. Felt like this dancing line was easier than the first one. I like to hear that. That's good. That's good juice. Herb Lizard says I can't find it. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Herb Lizard may have just fumbled the VIP bag. Who's gonna pick it up? Maybe no one. Maybe no one. You don't think there's a second hamburger to be found? Baramoto. What the heck is that?
Hey, Tanner, does he go to the bathroom for you, too?
It's a hard find. I mean, Chad, did you wake up this morning, think you were going to get a Series 5 drop with binders, and be asked if Walter Matthau says the word hamburgers in any movie besides the Bad News Bears? Ham binders. We need a bit of the hour command to get people caught up. Cedar Hammer, what's up, you piece? Ham binders. You actually knew both of those were coming? I did drop a little hint in the T3 room. Not about Walter, but about the binders. This runs easy, PB. I got you, Dusty East. You tail piece. I did have a dream that I had a Zoom interview with you to be a producer on the show. Now I'm fully convinced there's no way Dan plans these bits. It's too off the wall. Why do you think I would ever plan a bit? Ever? I've never planned one bit in the history of this entire show. You can take that to the bank.
Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist.
What? Get out of here, kid. Sippy Hendren.
Burger. Yeah, right. You and I will get some hamburgers.
All right. No one was able to chat. I think it exists. It has. This scene has to exist in which Walter Matthau has won Oscars. He's been in like 100 movies. The 1, 2, 3. What are the odds that someone's in 100 movies and they don't say the same word twice? Hamburger. I know you got a formula for that. Hearing the music kick in and then immediately hearing the bubble break right after. Dang duck smoke. Walter Matthau doesn't say it in the movie The Fortune Cookie. You just check the script. Alexi, how are you checking these? What about the taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3? Did he say it in that movie? That is a great movie. How did I set up Alexa? Oh, because her name's Alexi. You're scrubbing interviews with him on YouTube. It's not looking good. Scriptorama movie scripts. Fortune Cookie script. It's not in there, huh, Ogle? Divided Sky. So they just watched a scene from Grumpy Old Men where they were talking about restaurants. 60 seconds of my life I'll never get back. What do you mean? You were working the content mines, man. That's how you build brand equity around here. With work like that and funny chat comments like that, man. That's BE, man. Brand equity. Claude AI. Unfortunately, I cannot find any other clear examples. Walter Matthau had a long, successful acting career, but the phrase does not seem to be in any part of his common on-screen dialogue. What's up, Nexus? It's got to be in an interview, a TV show he was in, something. What TV shows was Walter Matthau in? You and I. Why don't we just call him and ask him? Imagine if that's the only time he said hamburgers in his life. Paramoto says, "Come on, man." What do you mean, "Come on, man"? I mean, come on, man. What do you mean? Redunta, you can't tell me to be serious, man.
Welcome, brand new subscriber.
MSU almost got scum feels bad, man.
Redunta, you cannot tell me to be serious when you're dropping stuff like this. I will ask with 100% sincerity, how do you know when to give up on something? Redunta, you can't tell me to be serious when this is your quintessential chat right there.
Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist.
My OBS must be insanity. Wait, Kane Merck may have found something. There's no widely recognized instances. Okay, what about not widely recognized? What about, he did a lot of Broadway acting too. He did a lot of theater. Did he have any guest appearances in sitcoms in the 90s? There's got to be something, man. Hey, good night. P to me. Here we go. Ignore the frogs and the hits will come. They're not even one hits. He's spraying. How many credit card charges? Good. We got a shot. We can beat him. We can beat him.
Luke tipped $3. The movie fortune cookie from 1966. He says hamburger.
What the heck happened to that thing's head, man? Burger. Chad, you said he didn't do lightning. And that was a lie. And that was a lie. I'm going on a date with someone 14 years older than me later tonight. Any advice? I am going on a date with someone 14 years older than me. Any advice? How did you meet her? What? Dad, what? Is something outside your window? Bumble? Let me ask you this. I don't have a better word. How did you convert? How did you convert on your chat? What do you have in common? Coffee date should be allowed in this situation. Pickleball? Similar music tastes and hobbies. Gumby, will you send me a screenshot of your hobbies and her hobbies? DM it to me on Discord. We're starting to build a case here for your hopping. What do you mean called it? Bald as a day says, I was with an older woman for a minute. I was too mature though. If you're at a good point in life, it can work. Bald, you immature? regularly sending 4 to 5 TTS messages a day in which you commandeer Tolkien's work, The Hobbit, and replace main characters with members of chat and the community to alter the storyline to fit bits going on real time in a live stream? You immature? All for some +2s in chat? How is that immature? That's stun. It's a good run here. That's a good run. Plus Tourmaline in the bank. Shorty, what do you happen to ponder? P to me. All right, here we go, kid. Why not us? Why not now? Sippy Hendren. In the world of Hendrens, be sippy. Gotta take the hits when we can get them, brother. I'm getting smoked out of my own house, man. Not even getting any barbecue for it either. Shoot. Not bad though. Daniel.
Daniel, been
Cheers to the
watching the stream for
596.
16 months. Love the no BM. Cheers to the 596.
Gumby World. As requested. Specifics. Gumby's favorite interest. Poetry. Basketball. Her favorite interest. Dogs, Pilates, spa weekends, and self-awareness. Where are the shared interests in that? And also poetry? Are you, Gumby, are you gaming the system? But there's not one cross match on your interests. And poetry is your first? You've never dropped any Plato in here, man. No Shel Silverstein. No Dr. Seuss. Poetry is your favorite interest? You hate when we read lore in this game. Poetry is a nightmare flag? That's his, it's not hers. Tiff. Sorry. Her name is Tiff, though. Closest I could find, what does a pig do when it has a heart attack? Walter Matthau says it calls a ambulance. Brand Equity 1, first time chatter. Do you have that? That's close. That would give us the intel we needed. Yo, Gumby, when you meet her, will you play It's Tiffy Time for her? Absolutely not. Gumby, you're not even giving me the real story. So give me the real story. You don't have any common interest with her. So how did you... How are you going on a date with someone you have any common interest for? Not saying it's not doable. Brand Equity, not an alternate account, long time watcher.
He said, what is...
Well, your name should not be Brand Equity. Your name should be Brand Equity Legend of all time. Goat. Goating. You come in here as a first time chatter and you drop this?
Idea of a joke. You know, he said to me before we went out, he said, what does a pig do when it has a heart attack? The answer is it calls a ambulance.
I think in chat, I think it's pretty close. I think, look, listen.
Yeah, right. You and I will get some hamburgers. The answer is it calls a ambulance.
What do you think? Is that enough evidence to convict?
Yeah, right. You and I will get some hamburgers. Heart attack. The answer is it calls a ambulance.
I think it's so, man, it's like 3 letters different. Hamburger and ambulance is 3 letters, man. Brand equity. That is one heck of a VIP. Someone's going to have to tear that from your dead paws, man. I don't know how you found that. Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau, Last Leno, 1998 rip.
Full Metal Alchemist.
I don't know how you found that.
Metal Alchemist.
Chad, do you think that's enough evidence? That's close. That's close. It's like, is that a hung jury or is that enough evidence? What do you mean? Brand equity, don't say holy thanks. Do you know what you just did? You came in there as a first-time chatter and dropped that link. And your name is Brand Equity 1. I think you're the standard. You want to know your brand equity? Compare yourself to Brand Equity 1. Wait a second. Wait, did Brand Equity just say haha jumpers? First one's for free. First one's for free, Brand Equity 1. VIP, then un-VIP. You wonder whose alt that is? It's no one's alt. I can tell you, I could put all of the chat transcripts into an AI, and I guarantee you no one in the past 10 years in chat has ever said the word jumpers. So it's not someone's alt account. It's not an alt account. No one has ever said jumpers. Ever. And no one will ever say it again. In before Bartimus Follows says jumpers. You think they probably meant yuppers? Hambuster, Brand Equity, did you mean to type in yuppers or was it jumpers? I didn't even type it, but you thought it, Bartimus. Yuppers is at least not going to lose you brand equity. Speaking of brand equity, not to go on a non sequitur, but I got tweeted this, and I present this to you with zero context, zero explanation, and zero everything. Zero context. The rankings of the countries is based on several factors: surveys, beauty pageants, cultural influence, media representation, highly subjective. This is the aggregate. They took it and put it into zeros and ones. That's all I was trying to do, chat. That's all I was trying to do. It's not made up. It's from a Twitter account called Epic Maps with 1 million followers. All right? That's not made up.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Lorenzo said he's from Brazil.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Lorenzo, chat. Lorenzo Morales, community member from Brazil. Okay? From Brazil. Worked on Series 5. Chat, that Lorenzo. The same Lorenzo. The same Lorenzo, chat. Just said, he says, I'm from Brazil. The survey's right. The same Lorenzo that made this card. Right there. All right? That same Lorenzo. Do I trust his judgment? Based on his brand equity? Contribution to dang packs? Yes, I do.
Full Metal Alchemist.
I do.
Full Metal Alchemist.
All right. That chat, I wasn't trying to cause any drama. I was just saying, turn that into ones and zeros. Turn it into a algorithm. All right. Lorenzo, where in Brazil are you from? I'm due a performance review. Guess what? It's coming next month. Harvard, I did see the big emote. We're gonna ask you where you got it from. Mods, can we handle that individual?
This stream is my new favorite kung fu movie. Dancing Lion Rambling Horse.
The Mesmer door stall is going on the performance review. Look, the performance review I would imagine will probably go out maybe next week for you to fill out. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. It's your chance, man. At the end of the year, there's gonna be a performance review. I'm gonna come here dressed in my Sunday's best. I'm meeting with HR. I appreciate it. I'm meeting with HR. It's your chance to either hire me or fire me for the next year of streaming. There's going to be a wide range of performance criteria you're going to rate my performance on. Can we submit videos or audio? You can submit whatever you want. Whatever you want.
/ high voltage sign.
At least can I get a my man for what?
Underscore.
Thank you for the donation. I appreciate your acquiescence.
Imagination Dragons. Tipped $3 under. Feel the under? / high voltage sign. Then the under? Under. Feel the under? High voltage sign. Then the under, underscore?
Imagine Dragons, I listened to that song this morning on the way to school.
/ high voltage sign. Underscore?
Gumby. So Gumby, send me some of the transcripts. So Gumby World is going on a date with someone who said he's 14 years older than her and said they share common interests. He sent me their common interests. They don't share them. So send me the transcripts. Let me see. Since it's okay, maybe it's just maybe you haven't discerned like the skills to like figure out what makes the connection there. So send me the transcripts and I'll pull it out for you. Oh, sorry, she's older. Sorry, she's older than him. She's older. She's 14 years older than me. I'm not sending you the messages. What are you hiding? Because you hid the fact that you said you're going out with her based on shared common interests. Out of the 5 common interests each of you list, none of them were the same. So caught. Common interest, food and breathing. We're done to. Her interest, we're seeing Walter Matthau's at the actual movie theater. +2. Olgodev gave him an _2. That's the only reason why I went back to read the message, because Olgodev gave you an _2, man. That was an endorsement from Olgodev. Gumby. Gumby's like, I will not share the chat transcripts of someone I'm going to go on a date with one time and never see again. I must protect her. Must defend her honor of shared interest equals 0. Gumby, come on, man. You open up Pandora's box. I'm trying to help you, man. Alpha, why is this? Alpha says, why is this boss so hard? I'm not sure. Hot boiled water, what's going on? That's a great name. Welcome in. By the way, if you've been enjoying the nice jump up premium live suffer core event and you're brand new, I encourage you to hit the follow button by hitting the little heart button in the lower right hand corner. You're getting 5 free emotes. Did I get out all the BM yet? Buddy, this started out as a non-BM conversation until you sent me misinformation. I said, how did you convert on the date? Or how did you end up agreeing to go on a date with her? And you said shared interests. You then sent me the evidence of the 5 shared interests, none of which crossed over in the least. So that, my friend, was a lie. So I'm trying to get the bottom of this. Either this entire question was bait, or you're just unaware of the connection points, in which makes for the interesting part of the story. You don't have to be careful in this chat or you get cooked. You have to be careful if you don't tell the truth. You know? Spoken like a true dad. I mean, it's true. I tell my kids, hey, look, you do something wrong, it's okay. We make mistakes, but you own up to it. We move forward. Is it okay for a chatter to date a non-viewer? I mean, you got to ask Brett and Minting Fish. Brett is a mod, Minting Fish is a tier 3, and they started dating. So I guess it would start there. They live in 2 different nations across the pond. You can't say what? I can't say what? The truth? That is a true statement. Brett moderator, Minting Fish tier 3, dating. That is truth. Are they really dating? I mean, the pictures they posted in the Discord. Yeah, but don't say it like what? I literally was just type out what I just said in those sentences. They're just factual. Chip says, do I have to be a T3 to date a mod? Airwego says, yes, we have standards. Brett is from Europe. Minting Fish is from Florida. Chad, I'm as shocked as you were. Florida mentioned. I'm still waiting for Gumby. Gumby, this whole thing's still salvageable, man. It's still salvageable. But Gumby, you just got out of negative brand equity after 4 months. And now you're in a hole right now. There's a ladder, and you're either gonna kick the ladder over like Armin does regularly, or you're gonna climb up and out. It's your choice. My wife realized I was a T1. Bartimus Fowl says, what is that emote that Arbar just dropped? Bartimus, I looked at the same thing and I didn't know what it was. I don't know if that's Peepo sleeping, Peepo in a pool of tears. I don't know. Who is Armin? That is a loaded question. I'll just tell you one thing about Armin's Super Potato. He spent 60 hours in one weekend building a 3D printer that he could have bought pre-assembled for $5 more. That's Armin. Reminds me of a streamer you know who spent 1,000 hours playing a game he could have beaten 60. We hopped on a video call and talked about things we were interested in. Now Gumby's releasing the story. Hopped on a video call. So it's very little to do with interests. So Gumby, what's the date plans tonight? And did you discuss the age gap at all? Top tiramisu. What are you triple question marking me for? Gumby, so what are the plans? Gumby's already been in a hop-in call. And didn't really hop in. Gumby, what's the plans for tonight? You've never been in the Discord call? Must have been your brother then. You're a lot older than your boyfriend. What's wrong with that? So much BM. Sweet Saffy's up. There's no BM. The BM comes from Gumby making stuff up about this story that makes me question the legitimacy of the whole thing. It has very little to do with the age gap, more to do with the Gumby gap. How are the believer coins doing? Did Gumby not say what he... Yeah, we're still going to open some packs here shortly. You're getting drinks at a speakeasy. Okay, so you've learned. You've learned. Gumby? That tells me you've learned. Gumby, this is your moment.
Where should you go on a first date? Maybe to the mall or to the lake. Oh wait, I took her to a coffee shop.
Gumby, what's going on?
How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy Friday.
Hey, happy Friday to you, bud. Say hello to your brother Faint Bunny for me. So you got a date coming up with someone who you said is. Give me the story here.
Yeah, we matched on Bumble, and there's a bit of an age discrepancy, but I didn't really have any reservations about it. But we talked about it.
When you say discrepancy, that makes it sound like it's a problem. But what does discrepancy mean?
There's just more of an age gap than what I've typically kind of dated.
Okay, and what is the size of the age gap?
14 years.
Okay, and when did that become known during the Bumble journey?
I mean, the age is displayed on the profile, so I knew that well in advance, and I still swiped right, and she obviously did the same.
Okay, so when you discussed how did in the video call that you had with her, how did it get brought up, the age gap?
She was a bit apprehensive because she typically hasn't dated people that young.
Do you want to for your own safety? Do you want to say how young you are or no?
yeah, it's totally fine. I'm 27.
Okay.
So she's 41.
Okay. Sometimes the way you chat, I thought you'd be like super early 20s, but it's okay. Okay, go ahead. So
what's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. So okay. So how did the conversation get brought up?
So she brought up that she was a bit apprehensive because she typically doesn't date people a lot younger, and I just tried to say that I think that's a perfectly natural feeling. I also told her that I haven't dated anybody that much older than me, so I think it would be kind of a learning experience for the both of us, and to just try it out because there's no harm in it, you know?
And so after that, what was her response?
She was on board. She is she was okay with it. We've been texting and communicating pretty much every day since then. That was maybe a week and a half ago.
Every day, like what do you like? You doing little check-ins? Like, what are you doing today, boo, or like what?
I mean, I'm not calling her boo yet, but yeah, just checking in, asking how her day is going, asking how work's going, things like that. You know, not trying to be too overbearing, but trying to be intentional.
Okay. So, out of like an optimism level, 0 to 100 meaning like you're like think she could be the one. I know it's early. Where's your optimism level at on this one?
50-50. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, and I kind of want to take a more of a holistic approach and not necessarily jump the gun.
Okay.
Because I've definitely done that in the past, and it's usually bitten me in the butt. So
wait, how have you jumped the gun in the past?
I think that, have you ever heard of a term called love bombing?
Nope, I certainly haven't.
Well, you can look that up on your own time. But,
well, can you give me like, I don't know what it, can you give me the first grade on what it is?
You're just doing a little bit too much too quickly.
Like overbearing, desperate, trying too hard, all those things, like wrapped into one big thing.
Desperate was a bit of a low shot, but I'll give it to you, sure.
Okay, so like, what in the past have you done that you would consider an element of love bombing? Can you just? I'm just trying to paint the full picture.
Sure, this was probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and you know, a lot of therapy and emotional development definitely helped. You know, the prefrontal cortex isn't quite developed at that young age. So I think, yeah, just probably communicating a bit too quickly. So like when there were previous Discord calls, when they were saying like, yeah, I messaged them right when I got home from a date, I was like, oh, that's a rookie move right there. You shouldn't have done that.
But like,
and I did that too.
Like, so like you would go on a date that went well, and then you would Like, what's an example of a previous rookie move that you did?
Yeah, like after you go home from a date, like say you walk her back to their apartment, and then as soon as I get back, I'll say like, hey, had a great time at the date, would love to see you again, something like that. I'll usually wait a day or two.
But before, like the second you walked in the door, you picked up your phone and started tapping away.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, but hey, look, it's kind of like you don't know what you don't know until you do it, and you learn from your mistakes.
Exactly, you live and you learn.
Okay, all right. So back to the 41-year-old. So now, what are the plans for tonight?
Yeah, like I mentioned in the chat, we're going to a speakeasy. I made some reservations at a bar / speakeasy, so I'm looking forward to it. It looks like a pretty nifty place.
Okay. So you're in a situation where like, hey, you may be there an hour. If it goes well, hey, maybe you stay there for a while. If not, it's an easy out. Or is like, how come you chose a speakeasy?
Yeah, it's not too rambunctious. It's not too loud. It's not like a sports bar or anything like that. And I don't really love going on like food dinner dates because that does set the precedent that you are waiting for your appetizer, your main, and then dessert, and you don't really have the option to bounce if it's the connection isn't quite there. So I think getting drinks, I've learned from my coffee date mistakes. Getting drinks is a little bit more of a lax approach, and there's a thing called liquid courage, as I'm sure you're aware of.
I understand. Can I just say, like, you've been on like say 20 previous dates. How many of those have you been at a dinner date where you were the one wanting to bail? And is it more or less than one?
Probably two.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. Okay. All right. So so your initial question, I forget what your initial question was. I just saw the 14-year difference and
yeah. I was just curious if you had any advice, this is definitely a bit of a different dating experience for me. And I don't know if you've ever, I think your dating experience is fairly limited because you found the one pretty quickly, So I guess if there is any like sage advice that you can give to someone a lot younger than you, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I have two pieces of advice. I think that realistically speaking, the age doesn't matter at all, right? Because you're both two humans. So that's one. So I wouldn't even have that as a topic of consideration. The other thing, but this is way more important than that. The other thing I would 1000% make sure you don't do is please, no matter what, like this is, you may want to write this down.
Yeah, you're gonna hang up really quickly, aren't you?
No, why would you think I would hang up on you?
Because you're the king of BM, and I see you reaching for the soundboard. Yeah, I've watched you long enough.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, wait. Do you have your pen? You have your pen and paper out?
Hold on. Yeah, give me a sec.
All right.
Okay.
I was actually going to give him genuine advice. Well, Chad, well, he came on here, told us the truth. Why would I not give him genuine advice? Go back then? I'll look, even outside of that tremendous BM, I would 100% welcome back because I would like to like tell him. Because Gumby is kind of like the Bill of the community. He's been trying to date for a while, and I was going to really help him. No, he can come back in. Chad, I get it. Like, he's been waiting to take a shot. I would 1000%. Good shot. I'll tip the cap. It was a good shot. That's a good shot. I don't know why he left. I was going to give him genuine advice. I kind of look at him as like the Bill of the community, But if he wants to come back in, that's completely up to him. He left to get a pen and paper. All right. Chat, just let me know if he hops back in. Who is Bill? Exclamation point Bill in chat. There's no Bill. Yeah, there it is. Bill is my buddy from college who's been dating for like 20 years. But back in college, he left his AOL LOA message up. Like it was part of his quintessential AOL LOA message. Said, "Always searching for my angel," with an angel face emoji. I know, right? Is dating in your 20s these days pretty ripe? I'm not sure. I guess we'd have to ask Gumby, but Gumby didn't want the advice. He was trying to be Spaceman Spief V 2.0. We already have a Spaceman Spief, someone who hopped in the Discord to listen to the advice and not take it. And the timer's running on Spaceman Spief, who made his girlfriend of 6 months a scrapbook. Like the timer's running. It's like the speed. It's like the inverse speed run clock in the upper right hand corner. The lore of the show is crazy. You're not wrong, brother. Is being the Bill of the community like the belle of the ball? It's kind of like the opposite of the belle of the ball. Dating in your 20s is the promised land. Everyone doing a UFO like Mr. Zombie said. What does that mean? When should you bet red? Is it phase 2 or is it a win? PB me. What do you mean the timer is running? The timer's running until she breaks up with you. What was her reaction when you gave her the 6-month scrapbook? Oh, thanks, sweetie. Then she immediately texted her friends, I need to slowly disengage from this relationship, but he's really too nice. A little bit clingy. How do I get out of this situation? She loved it. What do I mean? Clock's running, brother. It's not BM. It's Miss Audrey P. It's not BM. I gave him advice. He did the opposite. The timer's running. You would love a scrapbook? My mom still makes fun of a dude who wrote her a song for her best friend after 2 weeks. That kind of energy. Write you a poem? You gotta ask Gumby for that. Hey Dan, love the stream. Yo, thanks Bartimus. They called him the Rainbow Warrior because the song was Let's Make a Rainbow of Love. After 2 weeks, that's some real Gumby World energy, man. That's love bombing. Is love bombing a term or did Gumby World make that up? Gumby World's back in the waiting room. The window passed. The window passed. It's real? I've never heard of that. Junebug, welcome. Who invented that term? What's BM? What's insane BM? You can't say the window is passed on someone who's about to go on a date with a 41-year-old. What does she have to do with it? She's innocent. Gumby is the one who sacrificed brand equity, a potential future marriage, for some +2s in chat. %4 return compounded every 30 seconds is wild. What do you mean? Think about what you've done for some _2. Imagine shaming someone for dodging BM. I wasn't gonna BM him. I was gonna give him some good advice, man. When do I ever give bad advice? Tell me one person that's come on here and to hop in the Discord and I gave him bad advice.
Maybe tip to share from date I just had. We met on a dating app, talked for a week. Made plans to do brunch in 2 weeks for first date. They asked me yesterday of the cuff, hey, I'm going dancing tonight, would you like to come so we can hang out sooner? Bold. Had fun and said yes to the already built-in second date we had scheduled. I'm impressed so far.
Or a beam. Or a beam. I give that 10 days. Or a beam. There's not much I can say to that. You know. You know. Look, you set up the mining company. You had the pickaxes. You had the mine carts. You located the diamond vein. You started to chip away at it. Everything was going good. And then all of a sudden, you felt rumblings. Rumblings. There's an earthquake and you caved. You caved. You had the 14-day window and you caved. Once you cave, you cannot reinforce the cave. Once you cave once, it's over. Everyone knows your mining company caves. And guess what happens once it caves? All the diamonds are extracted and then there's nothing left. Brummain says, how do you get the TTS to say underscore so funny? Asking the real questions. How is 2 dates a bad thing? It's not. But preempting the first date because someone can't wait to see you and then agreeing to it, it's double D. Double desperation. If you don't understand, Spaceman Speef, out of everyone here, I would expect you to understand the least. 6-month scrapbook guy? All right, we'll go a couple more here. Did Spaceman Speep just drop dang missile in chat? Chatter boiled down to scrapbook guy. Inviting to go on dancing is equivalent to a coffee date. We just see things different, man. Yeah, I mean, Orbeam, you can defend it. You can explain it all you want. I will not judge your decisions. I will just merely paint the picture of caving.
Dan's opinion of your dating style is going to be horrible unless you take them to a 5-star restaurant.
Not true.
Pay the bill and don't speak to them for a week.
Not true. You do not have to go to a 5-star restaurant.
Boomer underscore.
Papa J, thanks for the support. All right, let's get this toast. Gumby World says, I'm still waiting in the Discord. You may find yourself waiting tonight at the speakeasy. Wait, I hope she's coming. Is she here? Is she here? 3 hours later. Is she coming? Is she here? Is she here? Is she... 2 hours later.
Hello, Gary.
Brother hung up on the advice call. What do you think's gonna? You think that karma doesn't come around? That karma most definitely is circular, and it's gonna find itself circling around the speakeasy. You don't want to send those vibes out there 4 hours before you're going on a first date. That's not on Gumby. It most certainly is on Gumby. You were gonna BM him either way. Don't lie to yourself. I wasn't. This guy just admitted to. He introduced a new word into the ecosystem, love bombing, defined it, and then told multiple occasions in which he was a part of it. That garners sympathy. Like, you're like, oh man, this guy really is the Bill of the stream. You know? I don't dunk on Bill. I try to help him. You dunk on Bill all the time? Yeah, but not to his face. Oh, Gumby hung up right when I was about to give the advice. Plot twist, Bill's in chat. Bill is running Tough Mudders, going to themed bars, Bill does things every night, every weeknight, searching for his angel. He's not in Twitch chat. When I try to convince him to play college football 25, he says, I don't have time for that. I'm too busy. No, he has not found his angel. Gives off Gumby vibes, man. The bad brand equity comes in the form of the launcher. So if someone launches bad brand equity, that doesn't hurt my equity if I fire back. It's the first shooter. Bill should go on Love is Blind. It's based in Chicago. Stale Pasta on YouTube says, I didn't meet my wife for 3 months. Then I moved across the country to live with her. Stale Pasta, did you miss like the middle parts of the chapters of the book? You never met her and then you moved across the country to live with her? Gumby, I'm not upset. I was going to give you the keys to the kingdom. And then you hung up. I am not upset. I have nothing but empathy for you. Like, especially like when one of two things is going to happen. She's either not going to show up on the date tonight because you karma BM'd, or you're going to do the one thing I was going to tell you not to do, but you didn't get a chance to hear what I said. And so it's going to be considered deserved. So either way, good luck tonight, brother.
Dan giving data advice to the Bills of the world is like him taking them in his arms and going, don't worry buddy, I got you, while he looks over his shoulder at chat sitting there behind them and silently mouths, can you believe this guy?
What do you mean? PB time, PB time. Maybe if I could lock on my Miyazaki. All right. All right, we'll go one more run. No sarcasm. Dan has decent dating advice. Bros today. Hey, I appreciate it. That was the best TTS today. There was some good TTS today. Some good TTS today. Super Potato said that's quite possibly the worst gameplay you've ever seen. You must be new around here. He must be new around here. Does getting with a call ever end well? Yes. Go back to double egg roll guy. It does end well. Fruit bad. Look, it's kind of like school, right? You spend a lot of time with the teacher, and then it's not until like years later you go back, and if you see the teacher at the grocery store, be like, hey, yo, thank you for that. That's what happens. People come back. They hop on the Discord, be like, hey, you know, that advice you gave, thank you. Like, no problem.